How you doing? I'll flip my camera here. This is my Ariel X-Class. I am not a cinematographer. I am not really a content creator. I am not like anyone probably who you should be watching their video unless you're really interested in this bicycle. I've had this thing for about 48 hours, and I've had some challenges getting it how I like it. Now, I love the bike, but I'm sure you've heard a lot of people say that they love this bicycle. So I'm going to focus mainly on the challenges that I've faced so that you will know what you're getting yourself into. I bought some recommended accessories. I bought these mirrors. I forget who recommended them, but it's a popular recommendation to get this particular mirror. I will try and link to these mirrors in the description. However, they're not mounted on the handlebars because, for one thing, I didn't want to bother taking the grips off so early. So that's a pain in the butt, getting grips off. And how thick these are down here really isn't conducive to the mounts these come with at all. So I actually dug around in my wife's old things, and these are either picture hangers or part of hanging like curtain rods. These are probably curtain rod pieces, what these pieces are down here. So I use these to extend out to the very tip of my handlebars there and mount the mirrors that way. So that was challenge number one, is I didn't want to unaccessorize the whole bike day one just to mount some mirrors, because this piece here is too thick and too curvy to mount the mount that they came with. So if you buy these mirrors, just be aware that's something you're going to face. Now, this is very similar to the bag, the official Ariel Rider bag, which currently they do not have in stock. But that's why I bought it. I'm like, well, if we can figure out, and I saw a recommendation too, but this is basically the same exact bag. The interesting thing about the Ariel Rider bag and this particular Mielo bag, they don't actually work very well with the bike. You might hear other people say otherwise, but getting this thing tight on the frame was impossible. So, and that's assuming you're carrying heavy stuff. Like, this is stuff I carry in that bag. I carry Allen wrenches. I carry this bicycle lock. I carry a socket wrench with some sockets. Beyond that, I do carry a couple other wrenches and things. But if you're carrying heavy metal items, this bag is going to flip-flop all over the bike. Like, it's going to go on its side, start ripping off the stitches, etc., etc. And I'll get around to how I solved that here in a couple of minutes. But the seat comes about 4 inches too far forward to get proper extension on the pedals. So be aware of that. The seat is really far forward. I've got my seat about 4 inches back. You can see how it's covering up the X partially. In my opinion, that is necessary if you want to pedal this bicycle. Now, a lot of people don't want to pedal the bike, and that's okay. If you want to pedal the bike, you're going to have to find a way to move that seat back. And how I did that, hang on a second, getting my bag off. So this is how I handled, oh, you now know who I am, by the way. I don't know if any of you guys know how to track a license plate, but that's an old expired license plate on there. And this is part of a, what do you call those things? Not a hydraulic lift, but a circle lift. So this is the bottom bracket to a circular lift, like that you'd use to joist up your floor from the basement with, more or less. And I happened to find, I got super lucky, and these bolts are spaced with the exact same spacing as the front bolts inside the seat, which are of a different spacing than the back bolts in the seat. But basically, this has got 4 bolts. It's got 2, about 2 inches into the seat, where the seat bolts fit into it. And it's also got a neat indent there that keeps it from moving at all. And the license plate I put on there simply by undoing these bolts again, sliding the license plate underneath, and then tightening it down super, super well. And that's how that was done. So Yeah, so if any of you guys are police officers, you can find out my name. However, I think my name is on the YouTube channel. And, well, now you know I'm in Indiana. Hey, that's something, right? Whatever. I could care less. That is all the modifications I've done to the bike. Some other interesting things I tried was I did try a computer from a rattan Fat Bear, both the color and the non-color computer. I have them both. And although they do fit, the communication doesn't work properly. So just be aware that if you're like, hey, I got another e-bike computer laying around, let me attach that on there. Well, that's not going to work. So, yeah, this has stickers on it, this hydraulic bracket, to kind of make it less industrial looking. Same thing with my battery. I stickered it up a little bit. Now, this bike is a lot of fun. I highly doubt you're going to give this bike more than it can take. Great bicycle on the whole. But those are the specific challenges. And like I said, at one point I was riding with that Anumelo bag completely sideways, hanging off on a ride, because this is not enough to support it. You're going to have to figure out another solution if you get that bag. Beyond that, have fun, guys. Be careful. Oh, one more thing. The first thing I did, like a lot of you guys are going to do, is I took the speed limiter off the bicycle. If you take the speed limiter off of this bicycle, you're going to need a helmet. And I'm not talking about a bicycle helmet. A bicycle helmet you might get away with, but you got to realize it's a lot of force. But get one that's DOT approved, or get an actual motorcycle helmet. If you're going to be speeding around full throttle on these things, I don't recommend a bicycle helmet. And here's why. If you're going 10 miles an hour, let's call that a force of 1. So if you get in a wreck, that's a force of 1. If you're going 20 miles an hour, which is the restricted class it comes in, like it'll go 20 miles an hour out of the box before you unlock it. Let's call that a class of 4. If you get in an accident, that's like a 4. Now, a bicycle helmet can handle that. At 15, I'm not great with math, but a 15 is somewhere between 4 and 9. Let's call a 15 mile an hour crash is about 6.5 or 7 on the scale that I'm making up off the top of my head. But if you're on 30 miles an hour, that's a 9. And granted, my scale is kind of arbitrary, but the math is perfect. So if you get in a crash at 30 miles an hour, according to the scale, that's a crash limit of 9. In my opinion, that would exceed a bicycle helmet. That crash is more like a motorcycle crash than a bicycle crash. And if you're going to be in that kind of a crash, you're going to want a motorcycle helmet. You're not going to want a bicycle helmet if you're in a motorcycle crash. And that's what that will be. If you're on 30 miles an hour and you hit a car, or a car hits you, that's not a bicycle crash, guys. That's a motorcycle crash. So please, if you unrestrict the speed on these, make sure that you do the right thing. Wear a helmet. Thanks, guys. Bye.